Starting the recording. Good.
All right, good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a great start to the week. Obviously, coming off the game Saturday night, getting a chance to watch the film, go through practice yesterday. You're really pleased with our football team, doing the things necessary to be able to win the game. Like I mentioned, you tell guys all the time, you never know when that one play is going to make the difference. And through the course of that contest, there were a lot of plays that made an incredible impact. And on the flip side of it, I thought there was a lot of things that we're going to have to continue to clean up, continue to address, and stay focused on, because the reality of it is we made that game a lot more interesting than it needed to be. Obviously, going against a very talented North Carolina bunch that played a role in that, but there was also a lot of things that need to be uncharacteristic mistakes that we've got to get cleaned up as a football team. But proud of our guys. You come out. I thought the first half for 30 minutes, probably played as good a football as you're going to see. I mean, all three units made a major impact. From whether it was executing a 2-minute drive, obviously the pick six, doing a great job on third and fourth downs defensively. The special teams, with the 2 block punts. I mean, it was an impressive 30 minutes of ball. In the second half, we stubbed our toe. Multiple times, had some penalties that derailed us in moments. Missed a couple opportunities there with our field goal team. Got in the red zone. Wasn't able to capitalize. It's just we've got to stay focused on those critical factors. What it is to play winning football. But like I said, it was we made enough plays to come out on top. It was a big win for our team, big win for our program, our fans. I thought the atmosphere, for being a limited capacity, the atmosphere was incredible. And I thought the Marching Chiefs did a wonderful job. It was good to see them in full effect. They're in the end zone, and it was definitely a great atmosphere for our team and a big win for our program. And just to continue to build upon what we're trying to do, and then that's just get better each and every week. So with that, I'll go ahead and open it up for questions.
First question will be Christine from Noles.
Good afternoon, Coach. You guys always talk about response, and I think a lot of us think about that in the sense of negatives, responding from a negative. But how does a team need to respond after such a positive experience, after such a big win?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, and it's something that we talk about, to our team in both aspects, because how you respond to all situations, positive, negative. I think sometimes the greater challenge is when people are patting you on the back. And, at the end of the day, that's why our objective is to get better in all that we do. And so we're excited about the win that we just had, but you go watch that film, and there's a lot of things that really kind of pissed me off that I saw that we need to get corrected. And so, our team, that what I appreciate about our team is I thought Sunday, we came in, and I think they're really buying into that mentality, that work ethic. And there are a lot of guys that played a ton of snaps, but they came in yesterday. Got a good work session. We watched film. We emphasized some of the corrections. We celebrated a lot of the positives. I mean, it's twofold of what we're doing. You got to be able to point out the things that are meeting the standard of what we're trying to do, and then obviously addressing the things that where we need to improve. And this team is buying into that. And I thought we had a good work day yesterday, and we have to have an unbelievable week of preparation here this week, just so that we can obtain our objective, and that's getting better as a program.
Hey, Coach, can you talk a little bit about the keys to the improvement, the offense's ability to sustain drives, and then also the importance of that 7-minute drive in the fourth quarter where you didn't score, but obviously held the ball for a long time?
I think the overall understanding of what we're doing, working to get closer to 11 guys playing as one, everybody understanding their role, their responsibility, and trying to capitalize on the opportunities that come their way. So we have playmakers that are emerging. Really pleased with the development I'm seeing with our guys up front. It's been a challenging start to the year with all the different faces and trying to get that continuity. And I believe we're getting closer to and you see the confidence that's emerging up there. Obviously Jordan, I thought, played at a very high level. He made some great plays with his arm, also with his feet. Some wonderful decisions. You see guys like LaDamian Webb with some explosive plays that are showing up. And really all those backs I think play a critical role in our growth. And being without Terry, you saw guys emerge in different ways. Keyshawn Helton with a couple of big plays. Cam McDonald with a touchdown catch. Ontario Wilson with the explosive plays down the field. I mean, all those. Everybody's got to play off of each other, and it was definitely a great sight to see, and that confidence emerging. But then, like you mentioned, that fourth down or that fourth quarter drive really ate up a lot of clock. We need to finish with the ball in the end zone, and there's some things that we've got to do that. And better in our execution. But I thought that was a big drive, and definitely was proud of our guys for being able to put together some of those sustained drives throughout the contest.
As Jordan took some punishment in that game, it seemed like you were maybe trying to protect him a little bit with some of your play calls, but he had a couple of just sensational runs down the stretch in the fourth quarter. What did you learn anything even more about him, and how is he doing physically after that game?
He's doing fine. I mean, obviously, just like any quarterback. I mean, he was a little sore there yesterday, but he played hard, and I thought, throughout the contest, I thought he did a good job of really protecting himself. You saw him slide a couple of times. He got out of bounds when he had an opportunity to get out of bounds, but had a huge third down conversion. Where he scrambled and obviously was able to get the first down, and then had another huge conversion later on in the drive, which it used a incredible spin move, and had a big play that helped us really flip the field position, and was an impressive play there. But Jordan is you can see his confidence. You can see through every opportunity and experience that he has, that he's getting better, and really pleased with how he's preparing. One of the things that I think I mentioned after the game a little bit, but how he's preparing mentally, and being able to understand some of the checks that we have, some of the things that we're looking for, whether it's protections, whether it's run game, and he had a couple of really nice checks throughout the course of the game off things that we had studied and kind of pinpointed that we wanted to do, and that also provided some big play opportunities for us. So really pleased with what I'm seeing from him and his investment.
This will be Antoine Staley from Tallahassee.
Yeah, Coach. Hey, nice to meet you virtually. I wanted to ask you about the defense on third down. It seems like you've gotten better in that area ever since the Miami game. What have you done differently to improve in that area, and how much emphasis have you put on stopping teams on third down?
It's always been an emphasis, but as each week goes by, you get a better understanding of who you are, and we're challenging each guy, coaches, players, position groups to go out there and play at a high level, and those situations are critical factors. You talked about the third downs. Well, you look at that game, counting third and fourth downs, they were 2 of 15. We were able to stop them on all three fourth down opportunities that they had, and I thought that was one of the deciding factors in the game. But our guys are working hard at it. I think Coach Fuller and the defense staff's doing a good job of putting those guys in a position where they can play fast. And you see that confidence starting to emerge these last few weeks as we're playing at a much higher level in those situations. So it's something we have to continue, and we know that there will be a new challenge this week, and we've got to keep getting better in that regards.
Matt Baker from Play Time.
Hey, Mike, you talked a lot about Jordan as a runner. What kind of progress have you seen from him as a passer in the last couple of games?
I mean, in all aspects, the confidence that he has, rhythm, timing, being able to, go through a progression and, trust in his eyes, but then also, also trust in the natural instincts that he has when something breaks down, or if he doesn't feel confident as he gets through his progression, to be able to extend the play. And he's really done a good job as things have extended with his legs, being able to keep his eyes down the field. Has hit some big plays in the passing game, and then also still providing that threat with his legs as well. And so, I think the touchdown right before the half on that drive was really, really important. North Carolina had just scored. I think we had a minute to go, and to be able to move the ball down the field, he impacted it in all aspects. With his arm, had a great pass to Warren Thompson. Came back, had a scramble there to the left side. Kind of setting that up. But then the touchdown off of the scramble to Cam McDonald was extraordinary play by both those guys, be able to find each other and finish the drive and with a huge touchdown before half. So I think you kind of see that development and just how he's emerging and becoming more comfortable in all aspects of what we're asking him to do.
I had a question about Jordan as well, but this is more about his personality and I guess the way the team responds to him. We hear about guys taking on teams taking on the personality of their leaders, of their quarterbacks. Is some of that happening with Jordan, the way he plays, spreading out to the way guys respond to him?
Yeah, I think we're all growing. I think we're still working to establish the identity of this team. And when you watch Jordan play, he is he gives tremendous effort. I think I mentioned earlier, one of my favorite plays in the game was on LaDamian Webb's. He had a long run there early in the third quarter, and you get a chance to see effort. You get a chance to see buy-in, and you got Jordan Travis and Ontario Wilson. They're leading them down the field and giving everything that they have. Jordan didn't work out real well on Jordan's block, but I guess his guy didn't make the tackle. But we're also kind of teaching him in regards to how to screen rather than try to throw his body around like that. But he did a really nice job, and you've seen him in some critical moments. Going back to the Jacksonville State game when it was a 4th down and 1, and he had to pull read, and a guy met him in the hole and just kind of lowering his shoulder and going to get the first down. Just that energy, that excitement, doing what's necessary to help this team win games and be in the best position to win games. I think everybody feeds off of that.
Hey, Coach. Coaches always cite big moments that can change kind of the course of a season. With the excitement that you guys felt after such a big win on Saturday, do you feel like this can propel you guys for the rest of the season into kind of seeing the changes that you want to see made?
Well, I'm seeing growth, and that started, I would say more collectively as a football team, a few weeks back, and it was truly going into Jacksonville State game. I talked to them about defining moments, and we hadn't started the season the way we wanted to, and then all of a sudden in that game you find yourself down 21-7, and it's there's an opportunity for defining moments there, and I thought we came back and practiced at a better level, but not as consistent as we needed to there in the Notre Dame week, and you saw flashes, but I thought this last week we had our most consistent week in how we were preparing, how we're working. You can turn on film and see that we're playing harder. Our guys are playing together. Even the sideline energy, in the second half when North Carolina had some momentum, they were making plays, and there was never a moment on our sideline where I felt that there was a dip. And I can't say that that's been the case throughout the entire season, but we're building to that, and just that belief that if you focus on the next play, continue to give all that you have, that good things are going to happen. You're going to put yourself in the best position to be successful. And so that's what we're pushing for. We're excited that we got the win. It was important. It was big for our program. All those things. But if we don't capitalize on the learning experience that we just had, then we're cheating ourselves. And so that's the overall understanding in all regards, coaches, players, everyone. This week, we have to be better. We have to go out there and we got to have that same sense of urgency and improvement because that's what we're trying to do.
Next will be Jerry Coates from Osceola.
Coach, the defensive front played extremely hard, it looked like to me, in this game. What changed there? What inspired that kind of an effort and performance?
I think it started, it's kind of like the same. I think it started with the preparation. Part of playing at a high level is you've got to see yourself doing that. You've got to prepare and have confidence in what you can do. There's plenty of people in the world that can tell you what you can't. And at the end of the day, we played a lot of snaps defensively. That was, we never want to play that many snaps. Obviously, that's something that we've got to do a better job of in all aspects. But we were also down for, I think, 3 or 4 defensive linemen, from defensive tackles to defensive ends, throughout the course of that contest at different moments. And just guys had to play a lot of plays. But to see the effort that they gave, you sit there and you watch that defensive front, even on that last drive. I mean, it was so impressive seeing them chasing the ball, seeing them, working to impact the quarterback. I came back yesterday and we got some guys that played, over 65, 70 plays on the defensive front. And, I celebrated it. It's not it's not desirable to play that many snaps, but, it also shows that they can. And they can do it at a high level, and you can impact the game in all aspects. But it starts with their preparation. I thought Coach Fuller, obviously Coach Higgins, Coach JP, those guys on in charge of that defensive front. We're challenging our guys to be the best they can be, and they're responding. And it starts in their mindset. It starts in obviously their physical preparation. But I think it was a great experience for them, and the impact that they can make. So we just got to continue to push.
With the wide receivers, you knew going in the onus was going to be on guys to step up without Tamorian, and it seemed like there were some struggles early. There was a drop, maybe a play where there was a miscommunication or he didn't run the right route. But as the game went on, Ontario, Warren, and Keyshawn all really made at least one really remarkably big play. Just what can you speak to about their response?
I thought it was good. And, you obviously want to maximize the opportunities that you get. We got to continue to make sure that we're doing that. But, they also showed up in big moments. And, everybody, it's easy to point when the ball's in their hand, but also, what they're doing when the ball's not in their hand, how they're blocking, making sure that they're doing the things necessary to help the quarterback, obviously, help get others open at depending on what the coverage is. So, those guys are coming along. I think we're getting better. I think Coach Dugans is doing a nice job with their development. We've been thin at that position, throughout the course of the year. We're hopeful that we'll get, Brian Robinson back this week to kind of help provide a little bit more depth. Obviously excited about getting Terry back here soon, but it also provides a great opportunity for guys to grow and to showcase who they are and what they can do. And I know we have another big week with that. I do want to mention Jordan Young. I think that even though I don't think he came up in the stat line this week, his preparation and how he's working in practice, I'm excited about what he's going to bring, and you could see his continued growth here throughout the course of this week.
In your opening statement, Coach, you mentioned the uncharacteristic mistakes that maybe led that game to be closer than it should have been. The personal penalty or the personal foul penalty in the beginning of the third quarter. How do you go about kind of correcting that? Is that a one-on-one conversation, or does the player realize kind of how big of a mistake they made, or how do you go about reinforcing that this week, and have you done so?
Absolutely. I think there's reinforcement at all times. There's reinforcement in the moment, when it happens, because obviously those things, as I said, they need to be uncharacteristic, but unfortunately they've been characteristic of our team early in the season, and things that have happened here before. And so we need to get that. We need to make a choice as a football team of what our standard is. And we're gonna point it out. You guys will be held accountable. Obviously it's pretty easy to see the impact that those plays make throughout the course of a game, and making sure that we're putting ourselves in the best position to achieve success. But it's one of those things that is frustrating, and we need to make a choice just collectively as an entire group, as a team, that's not going to show up anymore. And as a coaching staff, we're not lowering their standard. We want guys that compete with unbelievable passion, with unbelievable energy, but always in control of ourselves. And there's going to be times that you get calls that go your way. You get times there are calls that go against you, or guys do something to you that's that you don't feel good about, but you always got to maintain your composure and your control. And so that's what we're gonna focus on, and make sure we're putting ourselves in the best position to achieve success.
Good afternoon, Coach. Want to ask you about your sledgehammer skills in the locker room. I guess first of all, how did that come about that you were the one to break the rock? And I know she took a few swats at it too. What was a little extra energy there?
Coach Storms, he kind of took the floor there at the end, and said what he needed to say and hand me a sledgehammer. And so you give me a hammer, I know what to do with it. And it was just the problem is, I guess I need to lift weights more because I'm a little sore from it because I got a couple good swings in. But it was, that was it for this team. I mean, at the end of the day, the work that our guys have put in, the commitment to growth, the commitment to change, the commitment to just trying to be the best version of them. I mean, that's what we're all striving for. And one of the great things to come out of that game Saturday night is that even though there were some unbelievable moments, we have yet to put together a full game of what I believe that we're capable of. But you see the flashes, and so the challenge for us is just to continue to work at a very high level. Coaches, players, everybody involved to give all that we have for each other. And we talked about it throughout the pregame and leading up to the course of the week. It was going to take 60 minutes of us being together, and obviously we did that. Throughout the game, through highs and lows. There were moments throughout that game where there were challenges presented. You look at there was a couple times you look at our sudden change defense. We were put on after an interception. They had a very short field, and our defense went out there and got a stop, and end up having a missed field goal. And I mean that was such a critical point in that game. But it was just a mindset. And we tell our guys all the time that you go out there, you give everything that you have, but you got to have your brother's back, and they've got to have yours. And I thought that we played 60 minutes together, and I think those are things that you can really build upon as we're moving forward.
All right, Coach, we're going to go two more. Chris Meade from Noles 247.
Coach, a little while ago, you were talking about defensive line and being short of a little depth. Do you expect to get some of those bodies back this coming weekend to bulk up the roster?
I do.
Last one will be Ira from Warchant.
You spoke in the preseason about how special Josh Kando is to this team as a player and also as a person. Are you starting to see him? I know he had the setback early with the injury. Are you starting to see him be the guy that you thought you guys would have this season?
Absolutely. I thought this last week was his best week, and he really. You guys usually are out at practice, and if you would have been at practice last week, I mean, I would have been the guy that stood out. I mean, it was remarkable to see he was playing at game intensity on Tuesday, and to see that show up and to be able to do that, and I mean, just push his body, push his technique, his fundamentals, his film study. I know you guys asked him about the interception, how that all came about. I mean, that was because he was preparing on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in the film room, being ready for that moment to show up, and to be able to seize the moment and to be able to have a big play like that, and just the impact that he makes. It gives confidence to the rest of his teammates. It gives confidence to himself, and it was really a great example for our team to see what happens. When that level of preparation, much like I talked about Terry the previous week, and some of the things that we've seen from him. Those examples are critical for where we are because we're still young. We're immature together. I mean, we still are getting to know each other, continuing to push to the standard. But all those experiences where you can point to it and you say that's what it should look like. That is the standard. And the great thing about Josh, I saw him yesterday, and you know what I expect. You got to be better this week. And so you see the standard, and you can't step back from that. So really proud of him, and and all those guys. I thought Marvin. Great example. I shared with our team yesterday. Even though there was a moment in the game where Marvin was had an uncharacteristic moment that showed up, and for whatever happened out there on the field, he came over, and we had our conversation, and the thing that I was so proud of is I went back to Marvin, and he started tapping his head, and understanding that, man, be in control. And go out there and play to the best of your ability, but let that be your greatest strength. And I complimented him to the team that he didn't let exterior factors impact his focus, and that's what showed up big there late in the game. And he played at a very high level through the finish because of that control that he was able to put on display.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.